So Summerset is finally here. Okay, welcome back everyone to Elder Scrolls Online. Today we're going to be heading over to Summerset to check out the new island. First, let's deal with this. I saw a costume that I wanted to check out. There's a new costume that I want to try out. It's called the Aurora Knight. Alright, we've got it. So, let's go to collections. So that's what the Aurora Knight looks like. I'm pretty sure we can, and in that case, we're gonna need to change our, yeah. Because the Duchess does not really work well with the Aurora Knight. Let's see, can we get rid of the helmet? Let's go to options. Let's see, hides your collectible polymorph helmets that can be hidden. There used to be a way to hide the helmet. I'll figure that part out later. But it's a new costume, so let's try it out. And let's head to Summerset. Summerset is going to be to the southwest of Oregon. All right, here we go.
Let the cat fight those monsters! The island sprung a leak! Run!
Alright.
First, the Queen issues a decree that changes the status of Summerset from an isolated paradise into a tourist attraction. Now monsters, sea creatures, I've never seen anything like them. Well, I say let the cat fight them. Better him than me.
Alright, monsters, cat, slow down and tell me what happened.
Suddenly the ground opened, spewing water and strange creatures. They attacked us. Luckily, one of the newcomers, a Khajiit, leaped in and drove them back. Called himself Razumdar. He could probably use some help if you're so inclined.
Alright. Looks like, should we do the commander? Yeah, assassin doesn't really do it. Shall we try, heroic is not really ladylike. Scholar, no. let's do this for now. So looks like we're gonna run into our old friend Razumdar again. So here we are at Summerset. First thing I'm gonna do, let's go here and get our... Let's go get our ride upgrade for the day. Where's the stable master?
Honor and praise upon you and your family.
Now let's go find Razumdar. It's been a while. Oh, what is this? Investigating our allies, Part 1. I've heard your cries, your pleas, your demands for the truth, and just as always, Philion is here to deliver, bringing you nothing but the latest and most relevant news. I know exactly what role I must play in this proclamation. I'm of course talking about the new laws that allow our Dominion allies access to the shores of Summerset. Many are concerned about the impacts of such an event, with good reason. Are our streets safe? Are our homes secure? Readers, I made it my mission to find out. I started with Eleanor, home to our royal court and most regal proxy queen, Alinarwe. May long she live and reign gloriously in these most troubling of times. Walking the streets, I made sure to disguise myself in garb as common as I could possibly find. Not a soul knew who I was, and that was just the way I wanted it. Crawling through the common rabble would allow me access to our new so-called allies. My first encounter involved a rather brusque Khajiit making a purchase at the grocery. I observed from the sides, ever vigilant toward any case of sticky paws, given their propensity towards thievery. I was unable to observe any theft, but there was to bear witness a rather astonishing exchange. This Khajiit went up to the store clerk, put his items on the counter, and simply asked, "How much?" No, you did not read that wrong, dear readers. No greeting, not so much as an honor or praise. Apparently, our allies are too good for even basic common manners. Oh, Oriel above. I was simply staggered. I watched in horror as the poor clerk tried her best to respond in a far more befitting way as this brutish Khajiit continuously rebuked all words of politeness. After a few moments of cringing, I simply could not bear the weight of such impropriety and had to leave the store, my pulse drumming from what I had witnessed. The next sighting occurred while stopping at one of Eleanor's many opulent fountains. Soon after taking my seat on a nearby bench, I witnessed a horde of little Khajiits run to the fountain. My, there must have been at least 10 of them. Without any sense of control, all at once they plunged into the crystal waters of the once tranquil fountain, splashing about in the most barbaric of fashions. Their mother came out from behind, clucking her tongue like a mad chicken. One by one, her children slowly stepped out from the fountain, talking excitedly all the while. I had of course heard that Khajiit gave birth to litters, but I never thought they would have so many children of the same age. I can see the population rising among our fairy allies tenfold every decade. What with such tendencies? Not to mention the control these mothers seem to have on their children, apparently not thinking to teach them a modicum of manners. It was while I was sitting in shock, mouth agape, that the most perplexing interaction occurred. Perhaps it was my blatant observation of his kind, but a young Khajiit standing near decided to strike up conversation. I will not do you this disservice by writing this cretin's dialogue here, but I will tell you that it involved the creation of children and how he would be willing to render his services for such an activity. I turned ruby red as in face of such lewdness I left at once. I of course need not remind my dear readers of other reputations that I, being a lawful citizen of Summerset, I am not able to observe. Surely, had I been able to risk my safety to observe more unsavory sections of the city, I would have seen a rise in skooma trades and black market deals. Yes, I only have rumors to guide these claims, but the Khajiit are known for their inclination towards the illegal. I have no doubt that the crime statistics will continually rise, given their habitation of our beloved homeland. Let us hope that our leaders will soon see the error of their ways. Perhaps these allies are necessary in the war effort, but we're fighting a battle here on the very shores of our beloved island. A battle against brutish, lewd, and often miscreant Khajiits, who threaten to rot our society from the inside out. With just one day's worth of observation, I can safely say that all citizens have every right to be anxious. We must all rise together and petition for the return of our peaceful seclusion. Appeal to our local leaders, inform your fellow citizens, and keep an eye out for those who have already invaded our homelands. Keep a tight hold of both your purses and children as you travel on unsafe streets. Don't allow apologists to sway you, dear readers. Know the truth, written by my own trusted hand. My next issue will continue my investigation, this time into the habits and culture of the Wood Elves, our lesser kin. Be sure to purchase it so I can continue my important work. Interesting take. Let's go find Razumdar. The Eyes of the Queen.
My friend, Raz is happy to see you, but surprised you didn't help me with these creatures. Not that Raz needed any help. You must tell me what brought you to Summerset after you agreed to assist Raz with his usual cloak and dagger business.
So what complications are you having?
Ominous. No more than usual, my friend. But there's work for the Queen's Eye, and this one could use an extra blade if you're willing. Queen Irene issued a decree to open the borders of Summerset and allow outsiders to have access to the island.
Yep, that doesn't sound too terrible.
That's what Raz said, but rumors reached the Queen. So this one made the journey and was immediately attacked by strange creatures. Raz doesn't think the two are related, but if you could ask some questions, check on the newcomers, that would help.
Alright, I'll ask some questions around the city.
While you ask questions around the city, Raz can take care of some other business. It may or may not involve scratching and clawing. Let's meet near the entrance to Shimmerin when you have something to report.
So what were those strange creatures I saw you fighting?
Raz never saw such monsters in his life. They appear related to water, but this one tends to avoid this stuff. That pearl, though, Raz swears it was calling those creatures. A mystery for another time, perhaps. Now, we need to see to the newcomers.
So anyone in specific you want me to talk to regarding the Queen's decree?
As a matter of fact, Raz made a list. Old Newell, a high elf artisan, spoke out. See what she complained about. Then there's Soxolza, a persecuted Argonian newcomer. Finally, Ranul, a city resident noted in the Divine Prosecution's observation log.
Good enough for me, Roz. Okay, this looks like stuff that would be summoned by, what would you call them? A warden.
Go find your own patch of beach. Not that you'd understand the concept, but the path to Alaxon requires dedication and complete concentration. I must find the perfect shells, or my pigments will be substandard. And do you know what that will do to my art? Exactly.
What's the path to Alaxon?
An ultimate concept practiced widely here in Summerset. Alaxon is the state of perfection that every high elf strives for. The path to Alaxon represents the approach we take to achieve that state. Now, why have you interrupted my work?
I heard you made complaints in Shimmerin. I'd like to hear about that.
I believe in caution as much as the next high elf, but sometimes the rules get in the way of common sense. My apprentice lived here for more than a year. Good help is so hard to find, especially among the newcomers. And she was adept at making dyes.
So what happened to your apprentice?
They took her away. Said they had to scrutinize her qualifications, test her knowledge of culture and etiquette. But I haven't seen her since. My work suffers, so of course I complained to the monks. Now I have to gather my own shells.
Did the monks offer an explanation as to where she was or when she'd be returned?
They told me I could fill out some forms and appeal to the kin lady. But who has time for such bureaucracy? And for a wood elf? I've said too much. I have work to do, and all this aggravation has diverted my path to Alaxon.
Okay.
Perfection requires constant vigilance, so back to it.
Okay, that did not tell me much. Yeah, as soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna stop at a dyeing station and try to dye our outfit. I'll also look for the option to disable the helmet. Yeah, there's so much to discover in Summerset. There's also the newly added jewelry crafting abilities. But we're gonna take it one step at a time until... We'll not leave until we've discovered every nook and cranny of this place. Let's see, Jamaat. Summerset is not the wondrous paradise the heralds proclaimed it to be. Despite the fine words in the Queen's decree, the High Elves want nothing to do with outsiders. They treat the newcomers worse than a mud flea on a gua. As soon as I stepped off the boat, priests from the monastery called me for some sort of cultural assessment to ascertain my understanding of societal rules and regulations. However, no one actually asked me any questions. They locked me in a cell somewhere in the bowels of the monastery, along with the other newcomers to the island. Something about the whole affair felt wrong to me, like warm water in an otherwise cool stream. When I heard one of the monks give thanks with a Daedric prayer, I knew I had to get out of there. I used the talents I learned from associates who may or may not have belonged to the Thieves Guild. I knew disapproved of my friends, and slipped out of the cell and away from the monastery. In the morning, I plan to head to Eleanor. Hopefully I can secure passage back to Murkmire there. Frankly, at this point, any destination would be preferable to here. So Zola. I guess that's the Agonian name. Okay. Yeah, the new update is having frame rate drops every now and then. I just noticed that. Let's discover this. Shimmer and Dotworks discovered. Okay, here's a clothing station. What is this? Jewelry crafting. Here we are. Skill line gain, jewelry crafting. So the first thing we're going to do is research. Right, yes, press X. Remember, researching destroys the item. Only research unwanted items. So what is this? Necklace of necroprotons. Should I research that? Yeah. So let's see those traits. Let's see. Healthy, we know that. Robust, stamina, increased health, magic, and stamina. Okay. Triune. Okay. Protective, that's new. Increases movement speed. Swift. Sweet. Increases damage, healing, resource restore, and damage shield strength of synergies you activate. Okay, let's see. Can we improve this? We need 20 chromium plating. Zircon plating. Really interesting. There has to be a way to hide this element. So there, we do have we have a new skill line. Let's see, light armor, heavy armor, jewelry crafting. Interesting. Nice. Nice. Okay. So this is the... So jewelry crafting looks like this. Alright. What is this? The Art of Smashing Volume 1. This is probably gonna give us a... Okay, let's read this and take a break. Let's see. Ubrecht, hope this book bring reader joy and confidence to pursue dreams of smashing, for fun and profit. When Ubrecht first started smashing, he was just a tiny flimsy child chipping rock. Okay, the English is kind of hard. Alright, you know what? We're about 20 minutes in. Sorry that my reading has not been on point today. We'll get better as we go along. We're about 20 minutes in, and we've just discovered jewelry crafting, which is a new thing. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in the next episode. We'll be right back.